Hello everyone. So just our little unedited check-in for the day. I wanted to start off by thanking everyone for their feedback on the colouring book. There was a huge amount of just really cool feedback, a lot more people excited than I expected. I don't know why that always surprises me, but thank you everyone for your positive feedback. It shouldn't surprise me by now because everyone is always so positive and enthusiastic. But yeah, I'm really hyped that so many people are excited about a colouring book. 100 pages is going to feel massive. The question of the day will be from Tris, who actually asked if we plan on making content around Alicia's doing the line work for the colouring book. The reality is no, like it would be quite boring content because it's basically tracing. It's hard work, but it's not interesting content. But we'll definitely be making content around using the colouring book, whether it be sort of fun or interesting challenges we can think of that would do well on YouTube, like we did with Sarah and Nate Clark. We did the giant colouring page when we were promoting a marker set. So if there's fun and interesting ways of, inventively showing off how cool the colouring book is. And then there are a lot of people who were just sort of asking about if we do a set with the 100-page colouring book with the markers, can they just get the book? And our plan will be, yes, to be able to do it as like options between just the digital download colouring book that you could back, the physical book only if you already have all your markers, or if you have a different brand, or if you use pencils, and then the bundle, which will be like if you don't have art supplies and you want everything you need to go on the colouring adventure, that'll be an option too. And also potentially if 100 pages is too thick for one, to split it up into 2 volumes was a thing I saw some feedback around, which is really cool. But that's that. So what I want to do in this video is I want to talk about working. Oh, I don't know where to put you. No. We're gonna put you there. There you go. I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up because I feel like I missed the boat a bit with the customizer kit. There is some real magic we've had in the past when it's come to work in progress of products, and the magic has been being able to take you on this journey and this adventure. And I think that's gotten lost in the last couple of products I've put out there, where I've tried to do it a bit. I definitely did it more with the bag, which worked really well because I definitely got a lot of your feedback. But now that we're checking in more regularly, I'm really excited for the opportunity to get way more like regular but less big in the updates, like rather than just like update every few months, but like, oh, this big thing happened, just like really trickle along with you. And I think that would start with talking about what we're thinking about, what's sort of starting circulating. So this is that. So I might pull away. I'm supposed to be using Clip Studio Paint for the next hour and a bit, which I will be, but I'm getting distracted now. I'm too excited to go through this stuff with you. So I'm just going to steal the digital whiteboard for a minute, just to, I don't have anything to put my phone on. This bad plant will have to do. So it's product time. I love product development, and I'm going to go really aerial view, like really like distant, like not get too granular or too specific, but there's multiple areas to sort of cover. First of all, we need to subdivide between, can you even see what I'm doing here? Let's see. We got TTT over here, that's tabletop time. We got Jazza over here. And then we're over here on the corner, I'm going to write GC. Those of you who follow along will know that that stands for gate crash. So, for the Jazza, we've already got the colouring book, which we've talked about. I spelt it like Americans because most of you who watch my content are Americans. So that's one. We've just finished the Customizer kit, and that's starting to ship. That's already started to ship out, and then that's on sale at the moment. So it's actually 15% off. So if you want to get over $200 worth of amazing customizable art supplies and things, go check it out at customizerkit.com. The sale ends in like a week, so don't miss out. So that we're excited about, but also we're talking specifically about upcoming stuff. I put out a poll a couple months ago asking if we made sort of educational resources, what would you be interested in? I gave a few options, and the big winner by far was what I titled Epic Anatomy. So I'm going to write that here badly because I'm not editing and I'm conscious of all the time it takes to write stuff. So Epic Anatomy, we are finishing off we have a couple of weeks more on the colouring book. I'm starting now to conceptualise and put together the substance of what will be Epic Anatomy. I have a huge amount of ideas. I have a whole list of them, and I can go through that in a separate video if you want me to. So let me know if you want me to do that. That are much more like stuff there's like a how to draw app I really want to do, but some of the stuff is a little further afield. So we'll talk about that in the future. But I wanted to share that, and we'll come back to that in a second. Tabletop Time is exciting because that previously was an area where I was product development. And that worked for this sort of getting started period, and we launched the Space Bears Kickstarter, which blew away all of our expectations and is exactly what we needed it to be. It's been able to be a springboard to enable the team to have a bit of a cushion and breathing room to now plan further for the future. So it's a huge help. So Space Bears is now being worked on. So it's still an upcoming product because we have stretch goals that are being worked on. So I'm just going to write SB for Space Bears to come out. But then the whole team is now getting to explore what the way I pitched it to them is, if Space Bears was Iron Man, I want you guys to make the Avengers. So the idea is Space Bears did really well. It was like this kick it off thing. What can we do now to make our cinematic universe? What can we do to make the thing where like everything builds up to the next phase and we have the Avengers, and that's what it was all meant to come towards. That's what we're all sort of starting to work on now conceptually. It's all in the early stages. And I've also said, look, they also made Thor Dark World in that, so we're going to make our own Thor the Dark World. They're all not all going to be bangers, but that's where they're working now. So I'm just going to put in Avengers. But they're not actually making the Avengers. You get the concept. They actually have some other cool stuff kind of ready to go that I don't want to show too much. Look at that. Oh, is that a dragon? There's some really cool stuff that is already developed and actually kind of done, except that we're focusing on Space Bears and delivering that first, rather than being a group that sort of launches too many things, where some people are still getting the product that they feel like they've paid for. We feel like it's really important to develop a reputation as people who deliver what people expect with flying colours. So that is the focus. And over here, GC, Gatecrash. I founded a company called Gatecrash Games. I won't go into much detail here. So far, it's been running for a couple of years, very background. But we put together a prototype app that I sent and applied for funding for. We got rejected for the funding, but it was a great learning experience. We have some IP that has started to develop and some really cool characters and some assets. So we've started the process of creating sort of like a universe that we can sort of further develop. Then we've been using Gatecrash Games as the house under which we're developing Gateway Roleplay, which is currently being tested on Tabletop Time. But this is eventually the place where this is where in long term, I'm really excited about this because it's kind of my dream to get back into game dev. I used to be a game developer. Before I was a YouTuber, I used to make Flash games. I love the process of making games. I could blab about that nonstop, but I won't, and I'm going to keep this one short. But I just wanted to update you to let you know from an aerial view what is sort of circulating. Tabletop Time is starting to... and they're also starting to conceptualize, I can't write with my left hand, their own box. So Tabletop Time's first physical product which we're currently conceptualizing as a getting into the hobby box that sort of takes all the pain of making the choices, gets it all in at great value, but like really great quality recommendations from the team that they're putting together, but also like sort of everything you need to jump into it for people who love the look of it but don't know where to start, to sort of remove the barrier of difficulty for that and make it really fun and add some really cool custom personal stuff in, maybe even include some of the Avengers concepts in there that come with the box. So that's all what's happening over there. That's what's starting here. I want to throw the question off to you in relating to some of this stuff you're seeing start to be circulated. First of all, what excites you? Like, what if this stuff that you see that I'm sort of just pitching there grabs your attention, if anything, and what sort of wants or hopes would you have for them? So if I'm making Epic Anatomy, what does that mean to you? What does that look like? What do you want in your hands? What would matter to you? What would you get excited about? Because that matters to us, you know? For me, product development isn't about selling and shipping units. For me, it's about creating the creative experience that the end user ends up having and cherishing, that takes them along this path through creativity that fundamentally alters your life. Like, the best products are the things that capture your creativity and your passion and amplify and empower. And that's what we're excited about. And long-term, Gatecrash, I'm very excited about, because that's how I get to amplify my own creativity and work with cool people to make exciting things. But that's all for another day. Thank you for joining this very random. I didn't expect to go in this direction, but you know what? I like it that we're doing it this way. So I'll see you in the next video.